Hey there, guys. It's the E-Man here. Yep. Oh yeah, and in case I didn't post my last video, it was going to be like an April update video. Yeah, I missed work yesterday. I wasn't feeling well, but I'm doing a little bit better now. Anyway, I want to talk about something that I had recently gotten. Um, well, as you guys know, I got one of those analog 3Ds. I've been able to update it to the latest firmware, and now you can run things like summer carts. Summer Cart 64. Now, this is essentially a flash cartridge with an SD card that has games loaded on it, and I can play them on the I can play this on the original N64, or I can play it on the analog 3D. It says unknown cartridge when I load it up on that, but it loads. I noticed that the Super NES, the Super Nintendo emulation on it is not very good, but that's okay. All the N64 stuff works. I played it, all the N64 stuff works. I noticed that a lot of the Super Nintendo games won't work, like Mega Man X2, it won't work because, because Mega Man X2 had a special chip in it, so that doesn't really work. I'm going to have to find some other, might put some different emulators on it, but see, with this one, you can hook it directly into your computer, and you supposedly use yeah, they have a special program you can download and you can access it. I haven't been able to figure that out, but I was able to put their SD card into my other computer, which is an SD card reader, and I was able to add a game to it. So yeah, you don't really have to worry about doing it that way. Yeah, because I there was recently a game, I think it was called Junk Runner 64, that someone had made. I couldn't get it to work on emulators very well, so I had to get a summer cart. Yeah, these aren't exactly cheap. These are rather kind of expensive. But it's really cool to be. I like pretty much. I think pretty much almost every N64 game is on this thing. Yeah, I love the box. That's kind of cool. Like James Bond, so they make it look like it's an N64 box. Oh, yeah, and I see designed and produced in Ukraine. In Ukraine. Ukrainians made this, I guess. Like Bit Odyssey. Yeah, it's rated A for awesome, yeah. Yeah, unlike the full power of your N64. Yeah, I think it has LED lights on it. It's got yeah, it's got other settings you can do and stuff. It shows box art where you select the games and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool thing. I didn't usually want to get those, but sometimes it's cool to get those, especially if you want to use you're using original hardware and you don't have the space. Don't have the space. Where there's a lot of the games are very expensive to get. Yeah, a lot of Super Nintendo games are rather expensive to get, so it's nice to have. Yeah, I really should try to get like other flash cartridges of my other consoles, because then I don't have to worry about having like if I want to have a nice collection, but I don't want to have to constantly get It's cool to put them on a shelf and stuff, but if you gotta take them down all the time, it would be easier to just have some other way to play it. Said I have a lot of these ROMs, and I have emulators and a lot of ROMs I could play a lot of stuff, but it was kind of cool to get that because then I could play all the N64 games on the analog 3D, so I don't really need to keep switching games all the time, which is a little bit tedious to do. And plus, it saves me. I don't have to be like, oh, I gotta go get this game or that game that's like really expensive. Yeah. Well, I would definitely suggest if you have an analog 3D and you want to get the summer cart, make sure your summer cart's fully updated. You can, of course, upgrade the summer cart as well, but I didn't really bother to do it. It seems to work okay the way it is. But yeah, there's been a lot of improvements on the analog 3D, so they've been updating it. They're getting things better and better. Yeah, there's more compatibility with different wireless controllers now. They're fixing things. They're making yeah the the games look a little bit different. They're kind of working on fixing some of the resolution issues some of the games have had. Yeah, they are improving it. They still don't have any support for loading ROMs on it, but who really cares? We've got plenty of other ways to do that. Yeah, I don't think there's any N64 games that required special chips, so it's a little more easier to play, load them from ROMs, I think. I think there's Game Boy Advance games. The emulation seems slow, like there's some kind of glitch. Yeah, so some of the emulators on it are not really top par. I bet I could probably add some emulators that probably run a lot better. Well, emulators can probably run all the games pretty much on it. Yeah, the Junk Runner 64 game. That is a yeah. You go on a GitHub page. Yeah, the GitHub, the GitHub, the GitHub. Sorry, I can't pronounce it very well about that. Well, if you watch this guy called Video Game Esoterica, I believe he's showed Junk Runner 64 is essentially a N64 game, kind of a homebrew game. Like one dude has kind of made this game. It's essentially an N64 game, and it doesn't have any loading, and it's like this big giant open world. Well, essentially, as the name suggests, you're running for junk. Like you're at your encampment. You know, I guess your brother or your buddy or your friend or something. He's been severely wounded. You've got to go get parts to fix up. Yeah, you have like your kind of homestead, and you got to go because guess people attacked your homestead, wounded your friend, and then like broke all of your stuff. So you have to go out and get junk parts, and then you come back. There's no blasting aliens or blowing shit up. You're just saving your buddy. After you save your buddy, you can go back out into the world. But it's really cool to think that this is running on like N64 original that could run on real hardware. Yeah, well, I had issues running Junk Runner 64 on my emulators. Like, the opening music is weird. You just had the music as being weird, or there's some kind of weird delay in it. So I didn't quite understand what was going on, but put it on the summer cart, and I can play it, and it works perfectly. I think it has saves on the cart, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, the summer cart 64, definitely something you want to look into. I know there are some issues with the SD cards not working, but it's just something, it's a risk you have to take with some of this stuff. Anyway. Okay. Well, that was the Summer Cart 64. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. And feel free to leave any comments or questions about the Summer Cart 64. If any of you have thought about perhaps getting one, I can like kind of explain some of the stuff about it if you want to know more about it. I think you can look this up on Amazon or just about anywhere. I'm not really good at putting links to stuff. I just say that, well, if you're thinking about picking up a summer cart, I definitely would suggest that you do. I seem to have good with this one. There are other ones you can get for, yeah, there's a lot of them out there. So really kind of look at what you're trying to get if you're trying to get some of these other ones. Yeah, try to get these other ones. Yeah, I never suggest this is probably the Summer Cart 64. Yeah, with this particular picture, that's the high quality version of it. Yeah, I was able to buy it through Amazon. So, yeah. So, yeah. Well, I hope all of you are doing well out there, and yeah, I hope a lot of you are, you know, a lot of you are ready for warmer weather. I definitely am, because I kind of tired of this like 40-degree nonsense and 33 at night. Yeah, I want it to be warm. I really want it to be warming up. It's springtime. I think last week we had snow. I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, what's going on? But yeah, we need some rain. We need some, yeah, April showers. Bring me flowers, man. Let's see what the date today is. Well, today's the 22nd, so not much of April really left, really. Anyway, yeah, hopefully see you guys in the next video. Oh yes, as always, I appreciate the subscribers that I have. I definitely hope that I could possibly get some more subscribers. It would be nice in sometime in the future. I could be monetized, but I'm not gonna freak out about it too much. Yeah, and I do appreciate all of you guys that watch me and have liked my videos and words of encouragement that all you guys have given me. I definitely appreciate that because it helps me keep going on this channel, because sometimes I feel like giving up and then I'm like, no, then I get to see a good comment and it really helps to keep me going. So, I'll see you guys later. Bye.